I am Ananda Kumar Mitra, Assistant Professor, English, Upashahor College, Joshua. Dear students, how are you? I think you are all well, aren't you? Yes, I can understand from your body language and your answer that you are all fine. By this time, you know that the whole world is facing a very critical time. I think the reason is not unknown to you. A serious pandemic, coronavirus or COVID-19 is threatening the whole human being, and as a result of this disease, our normal activities, including our study and education sectors, are seriously hampered or disturbed. Even our education system is paralyzed because of this pandemic. However, things cannot go this way, so our government, along with Education Ministry, has introduced online teaching and learning, and as a part of that, we have assembled here. So, today's we will learn direct and indirect speech. A grammatical point of which I think you have knowledge because it was on your school syllabus. At first, I want to inform you types of speech. Today's topics is direct and indirect speech. This name indicates that speech is of two kinds, direct and indirect. What is direct speech? Direct speech means to present the speech of the speaker unchanged or without changing. And direct speech is always within inverted comma, while indirect speech is that kind of speech which is presented by the presenter in his own way, and there is no use of inverted comma. For example, he said, comma, inverted comma, I am happy, full stop, inverted comma, shesh. This is the example of direct speech because it is presented in the same way as the speaker stated, and it is within inverted comma. Whereas when we will say, he said that he was happy, then it will be indirect because there is no use of comma, inverted comma. And indirect speech is generally joined or connected with a conjunction, and here that is that very conjunction. So I think you have got enough idea about direct and indirect speech. Now we will learn types of sentence. Actually, if you want to do well in change of speech, students are expected to have good command over sentence, because every sentence has its own rules. Unless and until you have good command over sentence, you cannot expect to do well in this grammatical item. So you will try to understand and know the sentences well. I think you know that sentence is of 5 kinds according to their meaning. At first, we will talk about assertive sentence. This sentence that comes first is assertive sentence. Assertive sentence is a kind of sentence which expresses or states something. And normally it begins with a subject and ends with a full stop. For example, he goes to school. Here, this sentence expresses a statement and it begins with a subject he and ends with a full stop. Similarly, we can say, Rohim is a good boy, I am a student, they are playing football. All these are examples of assertive sentence because all these sentences state something or other, and all these sentences begin with a subject and end with a full stop. Next comes interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence is that type of sentence which asks something. By this sentence, we ask somebody something. Then it is called interrogative sentence. This sentence normally begins with auxiliary verb or be verb or have verb or even WH words. And this sentence ends with a note of interrogation. For example, are you happy? Here, this sentence begins with are, which is be verb, and after happy there is a note of interrogation. Similarly, where do you live? This sentence begins with where which is a WH word, and after leave there will be a note of interrogation. We can mention many such examples. I know you can also give some example. Yes, your example is good. What are you doing? Where are you going? Will you go home? All these are examples of interrogative sentence. And keep in mind that there will be a note of interrogation at the end of each and every sentence. Next comes imperative sentence. What is an imperative sentence? An imperative sentence expresses command, order, request, proposal, prohibition, etc. This type of sentence normally or generally begins with a verb and ends with a full stop. For example, do the work, please help me, come here, don't go there, let's play. All these are examples of imperative sentence because all these sentences expresses either command or order or request or proposal, and all these sentences end with a full stop. Number 4, optative sentence. An optative sentence is a sentence which expresses prayer, wish, or blessing. Normally, this type of sentence begins with may and end with full stop. For example, may you be happy, may God bless you, may you all succeed. All these are examples of imperative sentence because this sentence begins with may, ends with full stop, and they express desire, wish, or blessing. And finally, exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence expresses sudden joy, surprise, or sorrow of the speaker. This type of sentence normally begin with how and what and ends with note of exclamation. But this type of sentence may also start with such word as hurrah, alas, bravo, awesome, amazing, etc. But most of the sentence begin with how and what, and there is a note of exclamation at the end of the sentence. For example, how beautiful the bird is, note of exclamation. What a fool you are, note of exclamation. What a great sight, a note of exclamation. How cute, note of exclamation. So I think you have got a clear idea about sentences, their construction, and their meaning are clear to you. Now we will know rules for changing person. Person plays an important role in solving narration or change of speech or change of narrative style. Now we learn how we can change person. If the person in the inverted comma is first person, it normally follows the subject of a reporting verb. What are first person? I, we, us, my, all these follow verb, subject of reporting verb. But if there is second person in reported speech, it will follow object of the reporting verb. So, student, you should notice these two things. First person in the reported speech follow subject of the reporting verb, and second person in the reported speech follow object of the reporting verb. But if there is third person, there will be no sense, it will remain unchanged. So that is all from today's class. Thank you. See you again. We will learn more in next class. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe. May God bless you. Thank you. শেষ হয়ে গেল?